But I'm opening up to my brother here because he said that we need international support, and I want him to actually go into the little more details on how we're going to get that support, what are we going to be doing with that support, and why is it a necessity. Because it's important, if we're going to get something, we need a solution to a ends to a means. Not just because we out there boycotting, not because we out there donating money, not just because we out there, we want to actually raise our fist and point our finger, but what is it going to solve? If it's not going to solve anything, don't waste my time with people. Let's go.
Okay. As far as the international support is concerned, there are certain things that shouldn't be televised. The basic solution to our problems is that we have to take them back, period. Now, by any means necessary. So, in that instance, it's self-evident. I don't have to explain what I'm talking about. As a matter of fact, I don't think the forum is the right forum to talk about specific solutions and steps that needs to be made with respect to securing our rights. What we do need to know is that we don't have rights. It's evident in the system which we live in. Anytime you have to register items and get issued certificates, that means in law that you've relinquished your rights of ownership and you've been submitted a contract, a certificate, which states that. So that's why you continuously have to pay taxes for your house, because you got a certificate of title. Whenever you die off, or whenever you don't pay the taxes, the house is forfeited. So you really don't own it. When you talk about your car, you have a certificate, you have a title to your car. If you don't pay the taxes, you don't buy the tags, if you don't pay the tickets, your car can be forfeited. So that means that your car is not yours. See, we live in a situation, in a country where we're fighting for civil rights, which are legal jargons to get us to have certain rights issued to us legally in the judicial system. But in actuality, whenever they want to, they can change them. Right now, they can kill us because we're resisting arrest. In 1955, they could kill us because we was whistling at white women. And now when we look at whistling at white women 50 years later, we think it's a joke. But guess what? 50 years from now, we're going to be looking at it as a joke that they was killing us for resisting arrest. And what are they going to be doing later on? So this, what I'm saying, we have to take our rights back. We can't be so naive to believe that the same people that have been killing us, the same people who didn't want us to read, and by the way, they stole all of our ideas and patents because they created the United States Department of Patent so that you have to fill out a form relinquishing your rights to your idea, but we couldn't read, so we couldn't fill out the form, so who was the ones filling out the forms to get the patents made? So anyway, I just wanted to say, we got to take our rights back, and it's by any means necessary.
That's it. Let me, you're all right, sister. Let's think back on it, and we're going to move that around there, because here's the thing that we have to do. We have to have again, this is a table for the solutions. We have to have some things that's put on the table where we can go out and implement. Because I've been to enough meetings, and I started my business. I'm from Memphis, and I started my business out in Dallas. We used to meet all the time, every Wednesday, just to be meeting. And I tell them all the time, look, I don't meet to meet. You know, I don't have that kind of time. I have to make time to do things. I'm busy. I can't speak for everybody at the table. I'm pretty sure these brothers and sisters are busy as well. Our objective is, what are we going to be telling our listeners today, as well as passing on from years ago? What is it that we have that's going to be implemented, starting even today, it's short term to long term, that we can actually get right now to stop, because we have some foolishness now going on. I was listening to the white media, because that's who owns the TV, and them and the Jew. We have to start doing more support. I was talking to a brother, Bernard Smith, yesterday, and I said, look, until we start supporting our own black press, then we got to stop complaining about what the white people, promote. So if I own the press, what we doing right now, I don't see a white person in here. So we talking about what? Black people. Okay, so white folks not gonna call in and say, well, I want y'all to stop talking about all black people. So why do we do that? Why do we call the white press and ask them to stop talking about all white things? So when we need to do is what? support our own. See, some of the things we just good common sense. I'm not gonna come over to your house and tell you that you need to do more for me. I'm gonna come by and I want a meal done at such and such time, and this is what I want on the menu. That's absolutely insane. But we keep asking white people to do that stuff. What you do is you demand respect by actually respecting yourself first, and then other people will follow. So let's work off of that first. What I want to do is everybody give me just one idea in 60 seconds, 1 whole minute, what we can do right now, even if it's just short term, what we can do right now to change some things. I know my sister got a hand up. I'm going to her first, and then we're going to work our way around the room, because I learned a long time ago to be real respectful to our sister. So go ahead, sister, give us she's about to jump out of the chair, raising her hand. So give us 1 minute of what we can do right now, short term, so even some people at home listening, they can do that little bit to make some changes right now.
Okay, one of the short-term, long-term solutions is to support ourselves. Okay, and one way that we can start supporting ourselves today is that by promoting the 2015 Black History calendar, and the calendar is $15.
Okay.
For every calendar that we sell through this broadcast, I would then donate $4 to the cause. Okay, for every calendar. Now, I'm also an art dealer, and I sell all kind of art to all kind of people. Okay. We can get you anything you want from $1 million to $20. Now, for every piece of art that someone purchased through this broadcast, I will donate 10% to the cause.
Okay, now that's great. And here we go again. So this is where we're gonna break it down. Now, I don't want nobody else to get confused and lost on this or be offended. What is the cause you're gonna be donating to? Because we have to understand that some people say, well, we need to get money, we need to get money. Okay, that's good, but we're gonna break it down even more. We're gonna actually set up where we have a particular cause.
Yes.
Because there's a whole lot of causes out there.
No, to our cause.
Okay.
For us.
But there's a lot of us causes out there.
Yeah, now for us at the table.
Okay, so you at the red table. Okay, we're gonna get together after this. We're gonna actually have a coalition where we can actually, we're gonna have something that's a meat that we're gonna actually do. First of all, if we're gonna donate money and time, first we need to have a call, then we need to have what we're gonna do with that money and that time, and then we need to know how it's gonna affect our people in our community. Because if it's not gonna affect our people in our community to do better, then I don't wanna waste my time or my money. So let's do that. We got a caller. Matter of fact, we got 2 callers now. We got, first we have Brawler. So technician, hit us in with our caller first, and then we'll jump to the next.
Okay, we got Robert on the line. Go ahead, Robert. Is this Bobby? Okay, we got Bobby first. Go ahead, Bobby.
I'm sorry, Bob, I didn't get all that. You want us to do what now? Raising our own crops and farms. So we need, like I said a long time ago, I think that's one of our biggest problems, Bob. You can write on that. Let's address that. Bobby said that we need to start actually addressing our own crops and our own farms. We actually push that a lot because we've already been, as Randall Nation, been talking to the black farmers. At least a small group of the black farmers here in the area of Arkansas, Mississippi, and Tennessee. Here's the problem with a lot of our people. We are not, and even white folks and Hispanics, you learned a long time ago to children, don't bite the hand that feeds you, right? Okay, so right now, white folks are feeding us. So that's why there's a whole lot of black people scared of these white people, because they know what? In order for us to get fed, we got to go where? We go to white people. We don't have a lot, in matter of fact, very little to none, major black-owned grocery stores. That's the real fact. Now, I do research. Now, you get mad all you want, but at the end of the day, when you go out and go to get them groceries, where you going? Okay, you're not going to a black-owned grocery store. Now, a lot of them got some small, local. We talked about this a lot, man. My Texas bring this a lot as well. We got a lot of small corner grocery stores, but we have to ask questions. Now, we don't even count fast food, but I'm still talking about fast food.
No, I said expired food.
Expired food, yeah, expired food. We don't want that. What we're doing is we're working on a coalition with the black farmers, and here we're breaking it down. Look, we're going to work with the black farmers in order for them to actually, whatever they're growing, because here's the thing. All the restaurants, black-owned restaurants that does southern home cooking actually use everything from the meat, the chicken, the pig, the hog, as well as the vegetables, potatoes, and everything else. We do all of that stuff. So everything that they use, they can get from a black farmer. Instead of going to the doggone white stores and buying at retail, because they basically have no credit, they buying at retail. Y'all need to understand. They walk in there and they buy the food just like we do. And they buy tons of it, and they don't even get it at a discount rate. So that's a shame. So they can at least get with the black farmers, buy it at a wholesale rate and get it and sell it to us at a cheaper rate and have the black farmers actually be able to produce more and actually do that. So hold on, let me get to my other caller real quick. Bobby, I appreciate you calling in. Right now we have a barber, Sam Barber in. Everybody can hear it. Okay. Okay. Now. Okay. Well, again, like we said, we have no problem with anybody calling in. Everybody has an opinion. I'm not going to justify what Obama's doing. I'm not going to knock down what Obama's doing. One of the reasons is because Obama is actually just like any other president. They still are owned and controlled by a lot of other people in the backyard. See, just because. Okay, well, we appreciate that, Bob. You have our number, and I appreciate you calling in. Let's make sure we get this understood, everybody, when y'all call in. Look, I am a Christian. I only speak from Derek Tucker. I know sometimes we get upset and offended, and I get offended and upset about a lot of things as well. But let's make sure we keep it to a professional tone. When we discuss things, we can do it without actually going into the cursing and whatever and things of that nature. I don't agree with a lot of things. I'm like Bob. I don't agree with a lot of things that Obama's doing. We're fixated on just because he's a black president and every black person follow behind him. That's not true. If he was black, white, blue, green, we speak about facts and figures. If you're wrong as a black person, you're just wrong. It doesn't matter what color you are. First of all, and people need to understand this as well. First of all, Obama is not the first black president this country's ever had. Matter of fact, he's like number 9. Do your research, people. Look at a man named Henson, was the first president of this country, period. See,
John Hanson.
You need to understand that. First of all, George Washington was not the first president. He was like number 6 or 7, somewhere down the line. We got to understand the history and to understand so we don't keep making the same stupid mistakes. So what I want to do is, like I said, let's go to solutions. Let's give me about 1 minute and say right now, what can we do, even as a person at home can do right now for what can we do to actually just a little bit just help us do better as a people. We're going to start, we're going to go all the way around, jump on my sister. She's really good as a salesperson, and then we're going to make ourselves around. I forgot, I wanted to actually open up with this brother real quick so he can get his opinion.
Well, just real quick,
ahead.
I want to say something, and then we can come back to me about, it was John Hanson.
Good.
And at the time that he was president, it wasn't the United States at that time, is the way I understand it. It was the Confederate States.
Yeah.
So we're talking about facts and figures.
Absolutely.
And sometimes they have to be re-examined. But as of now, that's what we're looking at. Go
Absolutely. So let's go in there, and we're going to start around here. Give us 60 seconds of what can we do, even if it's just small times doing something right now, what a person or mother or wife or a child can do at their house. They can actually help us start going in the right direction. Stop doing what we're doing. Stop the bleeding. Because that's the first thing you need to do. When a person is cut, you need to do what? Let's first stop the bleeding. And then let's assess the problem. So, okay, now what can we do to actually make sure that we can actually take care of healing it, and then we can go into prevention. Because right now it's a little late to prevent the stupidity that's going on because it's already happened. You don't prevent a nail from being in your foot when it's already in your foot. Okay, now right now we have a nail in our foot. So what we need to do, take that nail out and then start actually bandaging and getting it done. So let's break it down that way. Give me 60 seconds of what we can do today at the house.
All right, when we find a problem and we have different people who are coming together who are trying to solve that one problem, realize that even though we may not agree with strategies or tactics of other people, that we have to find something to agree upon and that we're all essentially trying to attack the same problem. So, in response, just simply find things. If we're all fighting to solve the same problem, and we may have a difference of opinion one with another, still find things within those differences that we can agree upon, because it's the division that nullifies all of our energies and efforts.
I agree with that. Here we go. This is what we're gonna do. Now he brought up a good point. Everybody can't do everything, and everybody don't believe in everything. Everybody not sitting on the same table doing all this stuff. Even the brothers and sisters here is not gonna believe in everything that we talk about, because that's what we are. We're human beings, so we have difference of opinion. So what we do is we need to put together a list, just like we do for anything else, put together a list of things that you can do, that you might want to be on, and then you join in. You may not be into March. You may not be into donating money. Like a brother said, you may not have money to donate, but you can actually tell some people, make some phone calls. You might be the person that say, you know what, I can call or text and do that. Whatever you can do, get us, we need to put together a list. So that's the first thing we need to do as a coalition, put together a list of things that we can get done, and then put that out into the masses, and then ask the masses what would they like to do. I love that idea. Let's get that done. We can do that right away, starting today. Next.
My brother, I'm going to give everybody who around this table the plan, the economic justice in Memphis. The plan is written down. Hands up, don't shoot. These are headlines on 2 issues of the African American Voice, which is totally financed by the African American community and has been for 34 years. That's a medium, and I believe that if we all were going in to subscribe to that medium of communication, business people advertising, I got Rhino Nation in there as a complimentary ad in both issues of the paper. If we do that and come together, we can build a voice that can speak to things in our community. Now, what are we doing? And what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Yeah, I want everybody.